Hey everybody, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I am here for another new pen day video. I have a couple more that I need to showcase from the San Francisco Pen Show, and this one was actually not purchased at the San Francisco Pen Show. This was actually a maker that was at the DC Pen Show, and I purchased this like on a whim to have it delivered to me in San Francisco. So story is, the last day of the DC Pen Show, I was, scrolling Instagram, looking through everybody's footage of the DC Pen Show, feeling a little FOMO, and then I came across a post by River City Pen Company and Lucky Star Pens. And I saw this pen, which is their Lucky Cosmos, and found out that she would not be, or Lucky Star would not be at the San Francisco Pen Show, and these were a DC Pen Show exclusive. So in that last hour, while people were packing up at the DC Pen Show, I am messaging back and forth with Lucky Star Pens as well as Rich of River City Pen Company, trying to figure out which is the resin that I would like, and also the size of it as well, because Rich's hands, when he put this in his hand, I'm like, it looks incredibly small, but Rich is a big guy, so pens that look just about the right size in my hand look very, very small in Rich's hands. So then this one was a very, very spontaneous purchase, and I think one thing that also helped me make this purchase was knowing that I would be seeing Rich at the San Francisco Pen Show, so he would be delivering this to me in person. So this is a collaboration with Lucky Star Pens, River City Pen Company, and I believe it was Poorly Controlled who did the resin, but if that is wrong, I will put that up on the screen. And just look at that. Now, there were different variations of this. Some had a little more orange, some had less purple, things like that, but you can see here that the body is also transparent because you can see the converter in there, and I love all the holographic shimmers, and it's just so intense to look at. I absolutely love it. And then you also have the nice little finial there as well. So just looking at how that uncaps, there is quite a bit of a step between the body and the grip section. And then, is that comfortable for me to hold? It actually is, considering that my fingers rest pretty much there on the threads, and that's the way that I hold my pen. The grip section is a little narrower than what I normally would like, but I think it's going to be still such a fun pen to use. Now, how are the threads? The threads are smooth. You do feel a little bit of, I say feedback, but a tiny bit of friction there, but nothing that really stops it from going back and forth. And then it comes with a JoWo nib. I chose a fine, and it also comes with the standard international converter there. Oh, it felt like it came out just a little bit. There we go. All right, so I will compare this to other pens in my collection. I'm just showing you as well. One of the things now that I look for when I am purchasing any hand-turned pens is just the smoothness of, one, the polishing, and the gloss makes a difference, but also looking at the little details, the threads, how cleaned up these threads are. It looks like there's some silicone grease in there, which will help with making sure that is a smooth turn. But also, this is, I think you can actually eyedropper this as well, so that would be really interesting to see the ink sloshing around in there too. But I'm just still amazed at just even slight movements of this resin, like how cool that looks. So I am going to compare this to other pens in my collection, and then we'll weigh it and ink it up and then do a writing sample. So Lucy decided that now would be the best time to start barking, so if you hear her in the background, I apologize. So there is my Lucky Star pen, my Lucky Cosmos, and I'm going to compare it to my Esterbrook ST. I will also compare it to, oh, where's that pen? Some other hand-turned pens in my collection. So we have the Virgo from Zodiac Pen Company. And then we have my pastel primary manipulation from Just Turnings, but also what it looks like in comparison to a TWSBI Eco, for example. So in terms of sizing, actually these are all generally around the same length. The shortest one would be the Virgo from Zodiac Pen Company, and then the longest one is the Esty. But let's look at these uncapped. So there are all of the pens uncapped, and you can actually see the Lucky Cosmos is longer when it is uncapped. It's funny how the dimensions change once you uncap, but the grip section is about the same length as the Esterbrook Esty, but this one is narrower. There's a little bit of a pinch as well going into the grip section, and it looks like it's about the same width as the Just Turnings section. And then comparing it to the TWSBI Eco, the TWSBI Eco definitely has the narrowest section out of all of them. But in terms of length, the Lucky Cosmos and the Virgo and the Just Turnings pen are all pretty much the same in length, and then the Eco kind of just ekes out. So let's go ahead and weigh this pen. So this pen capped weighs 20 grams, and then uncapped it is 13 grams. So that's making the cap 7 grams. So let's go ahead and ink this up and then do a quick writing sample. The ink I've chosen to ink this up with is Ferris Wheel Press Auroralis, and I feel like you could almost, oh, there's ink on my finger, almost put any shimmery ink in this and it would look amazing. Like that part matches really well, and I love this ink. This was an ink that I purchased from my local stationery shop. I wasn't planning on purchasing it, and then I saw this and I'm like, oh, I don't have to pay shipping. Yes, I'm gonna buy it. So let me grab my journal here. This is my Galen Leather A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. Let's find my page here where I can do the writing sample. So this is the brand. So I'm going to name all of the makers here. So we've got Lucky Star Pens, River City Pen Co, and I believe it was Poorly Controlled doing their collaboration, and the model is Lucky Cosmos, and the Yovo number 6 nib is a fine. And the color, I mean, the whole model is just the Lucky Cosmos. I don't think there's any specific color, and this is inked with Ferris Wheel Press Auroralis. Oh wow. This pen was a spontaneous purchase. Basically, in the last hour of the DC Pen Show, I was messaging back and forth with Rich and Lucky Star Pens while I was actually watching Robin at badminton. Now, the fine Yovo nib is smooth and wet. However, the body does feel a little narrower than what I normally like, and the step between the body and the grip is right where my thumb rests. But overall, a beautiful pen. So there are my first impressions and quick review of the Lucky Star Pens Lucky Cosmos. I think the resin is fantastic and absolutely beautiful, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other pens Lucky Star and, you know, Poorly Controlled and River City Pen Co do. I don't know if this is being sold on websites at the moment. I think it was just a DC Pen Show exclusive, but if you are interested, I would highly recommend messaging Lucky Star Pens to see if there are any available or if there are any plans to make any in the future. And that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching another pen review or new pen day unboxing from the San Francisco Pen Haul. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching and have yourselves a great day.